Attention Strack and Van Til reward members. From October 16th to November 19th, spend $400 and you'll earn yourself a free turkey. That's right, a free honeysuckle turkey, between 10 to 14 pounds. Get ready to gobble up some savings this Thanksgiving season. Keep tabs on your performance in your rewards account. 2 offers per account, so make it count. Don't miss out on this turkey-tastic deal at Strack and Van Til.
Hi, I'm Crowd Company's Lantern Man. For years, I've helped your family and friends save on their car insurance. And now I've returned to rescue you from high prices. Whether you have a perfect driving record or a not-so-perfect record. Follow me to the Crowd Agency for immediate and affordable coverage. I'm your insurance superhero. Crowd Company's insurance professionals. Highland, Merrillville, and Michigan City.
Thinking about what to do after high school? Consider a career with Boilermakers Local 374. As a Boilermaker apprentice, you'll earn while you learn. We offer excellent wages and benefits, and as part of our no-cost hands-on apprenticeship program, you'll learn from the best in state-of-the-art training centers and on the job. Become a union Boilermaker and get on your way to a great career. Find out more, visit www.local374.org or call 219-845-1000.
Old Man Winter is just around the corner, and that means temperatures will soon begin to drop. And a region winter is not the time to be left out in the cold. The professionals at Economy Electric Heating and Cooling can tune up that old furnace or install a new unit that can last for years. Your family deserves to stay comfortable this winter, and with 24/7 emergency service, comfort is just a phone call away. Economy Electric Heating and Cooling, 219-923-4441. Or for more info, the website is forajobdoneright.com.
Tech Checking Plus from Tech Credit Union offers everything you'd expect from a checking account. Plus, you'll earn one of their best dividend rates for maintaining a higher account balance. Currently, 4.85% annual percentage yield. No need to choose between easy access to funds or earning a better dividend. Tech Checking Plus gives you both. Visit techcu.org, contact any branch, or call 800-276-8324 to learn more. Tech Credit Union is federally insured by the NCUA. Rates may change without notice.
Quintel Incorporated is a family-owned and operated company located in Northwest Indiana that specializes in the reconditioning, repair, and remanufacturing of heat exchangers. Since 1994, Quintel has been handling jobs of all sizes throughout the country. Equipped with the most modern technology and advanced tools, Quintel provides top-notch service. When you trust Quintel for all your needs, you'll get peace of mind and a finished job that exceeds your expectations. For more info about Quintel and the services they provide, visit quintel-inc.com.
If you work with industrial, pneumatics, or hydraulics, and you're in need of maintenance or repair, you need the right connection. For over 20 years, Hose Connections in Hammond has been the premier leader in the hydraulics industry. Hose Connections is a one-stop shop for sales and service of pneumatics and hydraulics. Hose Connections continues to grow their network of industry contacts, which allows them to meet even your toughest expectations. To learn more, visit HoseConnectionsInc.com. Hose Connections in Hammond. Proven under pressure.
Welcome in, everybody, back here in the Centier Bank studio. We've got RSN Zone for the second half of action here this evening. Michael Brander back here along with Jimmy McCormick. We didn't have room for the box anymore, so we had to kick Mike Dewan out of the Centier Bank studio. We only had room for one more box, and that was our scoreboard, which we felt was a little bit more important. Sorry, Mike.
We need our scoreboard updates in here, so had to kick out the old sports director. I hope our employment is secure after that.
Scoring play from Crown Point.
All right, we've got a highlight from Crown Point. That's the final touchdown of the evening for them before they went on to win their sectional championship, which, Justin, I know you had the list of total sectional championships. Can you bring that back up again and see what that number looks like? I know they won last year, obviously, on their run to a state championship.
It'll be a moment.
State championship appearance, excuse me.
I'm sure the Ben Davis Giants fans aren't listeing to us, so
I'm not worried about them anyway. What are they going to do?
No one's going to comment and make fun of you.
Hey, you know what? If the Mooresville fans around the state didn't come and attack me after broadcasting the Lake Central State Championship game, I think I'm okay. All right, Crown Point, that is the 9th sectional championship in program history, because this is all coming into this evening. So congratulations again to the Crown Point Bulldogs. They will, to our knowledge, again, this is just what we believe and what we've been told, is that Crown Point will host the regional championship next week. So that's going to be fun over there. I call it the Turf City at this point, but the Hub City, because everything over there is turfed.
Yeah, if barring any unforeseen things happening downstate as well, if Crown
I think
Point,
even the square is turfed at this point.
If they should find a way to win next week, Crown Point should also be home for the semi-state round. I think there needed to be a pretty major upset to kind of have to happen in order for Crown Point to travel again before a potential Lucas Oil trip.
And any of our Chesterton fans that are tuned in and watching, you will notice that there was a mouse that was circling around the Chesterton Trojans. You can contact Justin Cole about that at 219. Oh, that wasn't on screen? Oh, okay. So he, from our vantage point, it looked like he was circling the Chesterton Trojans that have no sectional championships in program history. That you can't blame on Justin Cole. I mean, we can blame a lot of things on him, but we won't for that particular spot. And, you know, when you look at a program like that has a lot of history to it and a lot of winning history as well, that probably would come as a big surprise they don't have at least one sectional title in program history. But at the same time, you are in a sectional with a lot of really tough teams, Valpo being one of them.
Yeah, they've always been in obviously a very tough sectional, being in whether it was the old sectional 1 when they were when it was only 5 classes, or now in sectional 10 of 5A football, they've had a little bit of a tough time. There have obviously been some great players that have come through Chesterton, some really talented players, really good coaching. One of my buddies, and 2 shouted-out buddies, my buddy Frank Rowdry was out here commenting on our videos that played there as well and had some success and fell short in the sectional round. So a lot of good players that Chesterton have, and I know they'd love to see Chesterton find a way to beat the old rival Valpo and win their first sectional title.
Well, and they are moving the ball pretty methodically here, getting into the Viking territory here. Valpo is up 21-14. It was 14-all at the half, so Valpo scored coming into the third quarter here, and Chesterton with about 3 minutes, just under 3 minutes left, trying to make a drive here to get the tie again.
After a very quick Valpo score, Valpo got a 3-and-out out of Chesterton, or forced them off the field at minimum, and then found a way to get into the end zone pretty quickly.
A lot of pressure coming from the Valpo defense, and we'll have a 2nd and 10 coming up here.
As an O-line coach, there's nothing you like to see less than 4 defensive line and linebacker jerseys just running at your quarterback. Because then at least 3 or 4 of your guys didn't do what they were supposed to do.
I feel like you would really not like watching a Chicago Bears game then.
I hate watching Chicago Bears games as a Bears fan. I have to deal with it every Sunday and watch these guys not block anybody, and then, wonder what our problems are and why we signed a running back in the offseason instead of offensive linemen that were quality. But, what do I know?
So that's Jimmy McCormick. You can call him at 219.
219-7, and that's as far as you'll get.
Over at New Prairie, they're up 21-10 on the Hanover Central Wildcats. That's kind of starting to get into territory of getting a little nerve-wracking over there, as they had a incomplete pass. That was a big defensive stand for the New Prairie.
Looked like a good scheme there too. Looked like he was kind of open, but the defensive back made a really nice play on that ball.
I'm trying to tell. I can't tell what down is it. New Prairie ball now?
New Prairie ball now.
Okay, all right. So it
didn't look like a 4 on the thing, so I see why you had to throw the glasses on, because it didn't look like a 4 to me.
Calling me out.
I'm not. Well, I should have brought mine, because I did not think that was a 4 on the down marker for Hanover on that play.
And the other thing too is on the scorebook that I see there, it didn't have the 1st and 10.
Yeah.
It didn't have anything over there. That got popped up later. So I'm also just really old. And terrible. A giant screen in front of me, and I still have to put my glasses on.
I started wearing glasses right before baseball season last year, so that was. I'm getting up there myself.
I don't feel so bad. 38.
I've probably needed them for a few years too. Fiance's yelled at me about that a few times.
Chesterton trying to make something happen toward the end zone. A lot of holding. Is there a flag? No, that looked like some holding going on there, didn't it?
There is a flag.
There is a flag. Okay,
it's right there, laying right short of the V there.
I mean, and I didn't even have my glasses on. That felt pretty obvious, right?
No, it was. Yeah, I caught the back end of it, but it looked a little physical.
They do call pass interference. Okay.
Yeah.
How about that? See, I didn't even have the glasses on for that one. That's bad. If it's that bad where I don't have to put my glasses on to see it, it was pretty obvious. So New Prairie trying to tack on here against Hanover Central over
New Prairie
sectionals.
I'm sorry. No.
That's sectional 17.
No, they're doing a really nice job running the ball. Obviously, it's not a surprise. They've probably thrown 30, maybe 40-something passes now in the year, because they've thrown a couple in this game. But they're, even despite they're running the ball, they find a way to make it happen.
Then over at Morton, you got the Maryville Pirates all over the Governors, 48-14 still. They're just getting going in the half. Quarterback keep over in Chesterton, trying to make their way to the end zone, but there is a flag on the play. And that looks like it was before, so it's going to be a false start on the offense. So that'll bring that back.
I thought it was a hold.
Oh, did they call? I thought I saw. I saw the arms in motion. Okay. Well, then you started getting into the territory of the quarterback gave himself up and he still got hit. So how does that technically work? If there is if he were to be hit, can they throw the flag still, or because the penalty?
Yeah, you could have I think it would end up being just an offsetting, and they would replay the down based on the flag. I don't think they'd march each of the yardages off. I think they would just offset it.
Because I'm technically that play shouldn't happen, so the flag before should have more of a precedent. I didn't know how that. Oh man!
Well, New Prairie taking a deep shot.
Taking a deep shot and broken up out there defensively. Is that Dylan Bowen out there?
I'm not sure. Is he 15? I can't recall what number.
Yeah, I haven't done a Hanover game, so I don't know the numbers in the roster very well. So, apologies on that.
Really athletic play by whoever number 15 is. I think that might be his number, but I'm not.
If I had to guess, nope, he's number 10.
10, yep. I knew he was one of those low numbers in the 10s and 10 to 15 range. Wasn't sure of it. I knew he didn't wear as high of a number as his linebacker / running back brother. Running back being his high school days, not his Notre Dame days.
Correct.
New Prairie making plays through the air. That is not what folks expected.
Henry Maurer?
Really nice play by Henry.
Looking at Max Prep, so if that's incorrect, apologies. All right, looking that up. We know the Crown Point Bulldogs, obviously sectional champions, sectional 1 champs, back-to-back years now. There you got the Garrett Railroaders. Another New Prairie touchdown.
New Prairie looking to try to pull away from Hanover now. How'd they get this one? Oh, yeah.
The quarterback keep over there, and then just fighting his way through. Little 1A class update. North Judson up 44-18. They are 10 points shy of their points per game average on the season. Number 1 offense in the state, but I don't think they're necessarily worried about that. They're just worried about getting the win.
Yeah, they
don't care by how many.
Yeah, they just want to keep winning games. They probably wouldn't care if they won by 1 or won by 60, but they keep finding a way to win by more than a few scores. Well,
the crazy thing, so I kind of talked about it at kind of the onset of this one. So LaVille has put up 18 points. You got a North Judson team that only gives up about 7 points a game. As Chesterton getting caught in no man's land here, throwing ahead.
Did you catch that?
That was close to that was very close to catch or interception, but
signaled incomplete.
Yeah, signaled incomplete. 36 seconds left to go here in the third quarter. It'll be a 3rd down and 8 for the Chesterton Trojans, and they're right around, the 20-yard line-ish?
Yeah, you got to believe they're getting a field goal here if they don't get the first down or get significant yardage to make it a shorter fourth and short, fourth and manageable, I guess you can say. People don't want to go for it if it's more than 4th and probably 3, I'd say.
So Chesterton trying to get, as we'll have a whistle and...
It's like a false start.
Got to mention again, the Andrean 59ers winning their sectional championship. Had a nice run from 2019 to 2022. Lost it last year. State champions back in 04, 13, and 21. I distinctly remember the 2013 state championship game down in Indianapolis because that was the cap of my very first season here at the Regent Sports Network. So I got to go down. That was the Matt DeSomer quarterback here. Chesterton passed into the 5-yard line and
might have got the first.
Down there.
Chesterton players are signaling it. I haven't seen an official do it yet.
I think that could have gotten just 1 yard, and Chesterton's going to say first. They're all going to signal it, right? Still 48-14, Maryville on top of the Morton Governors.
We have the Valpo score before Chesterton ends up scoring, obviously. But this is the Valpo score.
All right, we got a Valpo scoring highlight for you. Pass. Was that the second one of Julian Stokes tonight?
Yep.
That was just as we were wrapping up the Host Connections halftime report. So Chesterton, quarterback, stepping up, floating to the back of the end zone, and it's incomplete. And that is as that was 1st and goal. So they will start the 4th quarter on 2nd and goal over there at Viking Field.
Big possession for the Chesterton Trojans.
So Hanover trying to get something going there over at New Prairie. The pass is going to be incomplete, thrown to a receiver in triple coverage down there.
Really good effort there by, I know that one's Rocco Bartolomeo, so that's a really good effort by him trying to go up and get that one, and as you said, triple coverage. Double. I guess the third guy coming over was a little slow to the party, but 3 bodies there.
That'd be me. I'm always a little bit late. I'm always the first one to the buffet line.
It's the second time on 3rd and long that Maryville finds a way to get into the end zone on Morton. And that extends their lead and is going to get the clock running over in Hessville.
So 21-14, Valpo ahead. New Prairie up 28-10 over Hanover, and Hanover is going to have to punt away. Well, we got a little Viking helmet going on over there at Viking Field. I like it. I think we should give you one of those.
Big Viking helmet?
Yeah, why not? Well, you coach at Highland, you said, right? You get you a Trojan hat.
Trojan hat.
Yeah, there we go.
Trojan lid.
And the Maryville score has changed to 55-14 now. Have they not been doing a running clock over there?
It was during
No,
the first
so
quarter.
it wasn't. It was 48-14, so it was a 34.
Okay, so
game.
now we're over that 35
So they
threshold.
just
Okay,
got-
okay.
Yeah, they just got over it right there on that one.
All right, so that one's going to get moving a little bit.
Yep, that one will start going a little quicker now, unless Morton can get in the. They shut it off right in the postseason, I believe. If you get back under, I believe it goes off. If I'm not mistaken, I don't think it stays.
That's a
on
good
once you get
question.
past
I don't have an answer to that one.
it. Yeah. Either on the good or bad.
Can we get Larry
side.
Babcock on the
Yeah.
phone, please?
Either on the good or bad side, I can't.
Yeah, can we go to the rules analyst?
Yeah, no matter good or bad, I can't recall how it goes if you get past that point.
So we start the fourth quarter over at Viking Field. Chesterton at 2nd and goal, trying to get this one tied. Trying to force their way on a run, not going to do it there. So 3rd and goal coming up.
Lining up in their infamous, as I call it, the Wild Trojan. When I would tag their game film, most of the time, being an offensive guy, you're doing it from the scouting the other team's defense. But obviously, when you're coaching in the Duneland, you'd see all those guys. And when I'd see Chesterton, and when you see this formation, you're like trying to just save yourself some time, just Wild Trojan.
Okay, let me ask you this, as we'll watch the Chesterton play here first. And it is going to be a touchdown for
That rarely
the Trojans.
That rarely doesn't work for them inside of 3 yards. They do a really nice job of scheming that up and running a couple plays out of that set that really allow them to use those big bodies they have and just wall guys down and get into the end zone.
Now, my guess would be that this is still not, 2-point conversion territory or time.
No, you would think not, and it looks like Chesterton again is going to kick it right as you asked that question, but you got to start thinking about the way Chesterton's moved the ball. You got to think they have some confidence in their ability to go score a fourth touchdown if needed, right? So maybe you feel like you don't need to go do that right now.
I think the only way maybe I can see going for it is if it would give you the 3-point advantage.
Yeah.
Just because then, obviously there's so much time left in the game, so that's why I just don't see it necessary.
Yeah.
And they do tie it, so 21-all. So let me ask you this, because sometimes in my head, I don't see how it can be so different. And I'm sure I'm not the only one that thinks this. When you start talking about the different classes, the different schools, stuff like that, what is the biggest difference coaching a 6A school like Lake Central and in a school like Highland? What are you watching differently? Because you would think, okay, these kids are all high school kids in Northwest Indiana. Everybody should be theoretically the same skill level-ish. But what is it, like, how do they, I know the classes are basically just based on enrollment numbers for the most part, but we say, like, okay, 6A schools don't want to lose to a 2A school kind of thing.
Right.
What is the biggest difference? Is there really a difference in actual physicality and that kind of stuff, or is it just simply numbers and getting the kids that can come out and that kind of thing?
So honestly, to me, like, football's football, right? Like,
That's what I've always thought.
So it comes down to blocking and tackling. I think the biggest difference, and I've had conversations with a few different people that coach around here. And the biggest difference between, like, you could say Duneland level football, right, which would be mostly 5 and 6A programs, and like the smaller school programs is honestly in the coaching. So if I think that I put in a lot of time, right, if I'm watching X amount of hours on Huddle every day, every week, right, because it tracks that on Huddle, and I'm putting in all the time with game planning and stuff like that, at places like Chesterton, Valpo, Maryville, Crown Point, every coach on their staff is putting in as much time as I am.
Right.
So if I don't have the same type of things going on like that from either my staff or the people around me, that can make it very difficult, which sometimes happens at the lower levels in schools, because you don't get necessarily the same type of coaches or quality of coaches. You could say it's not that coaches are bad.
No, I get what you're saying.
It's just that it's harder to obtain ones that are going to want money, right? Like it's there's stipends that are available at larger schools that aren't available at some of these smaller schools. There's more stipends available, right? Like at a Lake Central versus like either a Highland or a Morton, even, for example. Like there's just a different amount of things available.
The resources.
Just make it a little tough to have that, consistent success, or have people like to use the word like disciplined, right? Or and have people in the right place all the time. It's tough to do that when you have a couple of coaches on staff that can set kids up for that success, but it's not every coach, where that can be the case sometimes at like a Valpo or, like we said, Chesterton and Crown Point and Maryville. I know those four historically have done a really good job over the years of being prepared for their opponents. So that's kind of where how I think of it as far as region football goes and the hierarchy of 6A down to 2A.
Yeah, because one thing that I always hear is like, one thing that it's like, if they were in the Duneland, they wouldn't win a single game ever. I don't believe something like that, because it's still football. Guys can still win. These are still, it's not like 6A kids are bigger than 1A kids in any stretch of the imagination. So your curiosity, having coached at Lake Central and now currently at Highland, like what the differences are that you're seeing and that kind of thing. And obviously, you talk about the resources, so being able to get a great coaching mind maybe versus a really good coaching mind, that kind of thing. That not to say, like you said, not to say that any of the coaches are bad. Obviously, there's some
It just makes it tough. It's tough to when a lot of the as people will think about it, right? A lot of the more quality folks are coaching in the Duneland because they strive to coach that higher level of football, and anybody that's good at doing this likes to try to do that. Or they want to coach at a 4A or 3A school that has some success and potential and a program that's running in the right direction. So sometimes these same type of places get the quality coaches and it goes well for them, and other places struggle a little bit, and if they want to wonder why, or kind of look in the mirror and figure that out, and you just gotta kind of dig deep, look, maybe say, hey, what can we do in our community, in our school, to kind of get more quality coaches and more, as many quality coaches in the building as you can, no matter what the sport is. Oh, is Big Valpo play? Is that a touchdown or just a big play? Big play. This is going to be a fun finish, I feel like. This Valpo-Chesterton is going to be a really fun finish.
Such a great rivalry. I get to, I do a lot of the basketball end of the rivalry. Now, the last number of years doing football just adds to that element. Yeah. The baseball rivalry as well. And so, volleyball and all those rivalries are so much fun between these two schools. Looking down as Hanover does get on the board again. So 28-14, was that the score?
Ooh. What was that?
I think it's going to be 28-14.
Should be 16?
16, okay. Yeah. Yep, 28-16 with an extra point. So looking at 17. Yep, because they did have 10, you're right. So, not out of this game. 11-point game with the fourth quarter still to be played. Yeah. So Hanover can still have a miracle run here. Need to get some stops, though, on the next possession for New Prairie.
Yeah, they've got to find a way to get that New Prairie offense off the field. New Prairie's had some success going back to the end of the first half and then into the second half here and running things that are getting them into the end zone. First down penalty for the Vikings. Got them 1st and 20 now.
Well, we were talking about, you mentioned Rocco Bartolomeo. You work with one Bartolomeo. I work with the other one.
Very nice.
Great family, and, their last, I believe Rocco's a senior this year, so, they're they're hopefully not watching their last football game of the kids' careers.
Yeah, no, I know that's obviously a goal of Tony and Rocco's, to keep playing and keep being together on the football field, right? And hopefully they find a way to make some magic happen in the last 12:32 of this one to make exactly that happen.
I'll have to ask Angela what it's got to be weird Even for Tony, it's got to be weird. You know, you spend as a parent, you spend so much time going to all these different sporting events, and then as you get to kind of this time where maybe those sports start wrapping up, then all of a sudden it's like you go from, 70 different things every single week to nothing.
Yeah.
Like, what do you do? How do you start adjusting your time?
Yeah. What are you going to do next? Like, how are you going to fill your time? Obviously, Tony's a guy that loves to coach. You got to imagine he'd like to continue to be around that a little bit, but it's got to have a different feel to it, right? When you're not doing it with one of the people that you deeply care about doing it with.
And how cool for Tony to be able to watch, coach both of his sons and watch them through the program. Just awesome. Just watching some other scores roll through here on our Strachan Van Til hometown scoreboard update. We'll give you all of those, plus kind of figuring out the next matchups and kind of assuming where we know the games are going to be played. As the fourth quarter starting over at Morton. 55-14 lead for the Pirates.
Yeah, that running clock's got things moving well. Really savvy play there by LeBron Hill, blocking the gunner and letting the ball roll into the end zone for a touchback. That was good stuff. Valpo get in? They sure did.
So Valpo takes the 27-21 lead. Just under 7 minutes left to go in that one. How about that? Mishawaka getting the win 22-21. At last update we had, Northwood was up 21-14 on Mishawaka. And then Mishawaka comes back and gets the 22-21 victory. That's 3 sectional titles in a row for the Cavemen.
Got to think that they got their touchdown and thought the way Michael Bradner's asked the question all night, do you go for 2? They decided yes, they do go for 2, and probably got themselves that's probably how they got themselves that victory based on your scoreboard updates you gave us.
This was the not the Valpo touchdown, but the Chesterton touchdown.
All right, here is we got the highlight of the Chesterton touchdown here. Running into the end zone as New Prairie also really getting a big gain here in the fourth.
First play of the fourth quarter, big time gain. Got another pass.
Just another rolling out.
That's an easy one too. A little flat route. Arrow out of the backfield for the running back and easy completion for the QB.
Sectional number 17 over there with New Prairie and Hanover Central. Good question in the Chesterton-Valpo game. There is just under 7 minutes left to go. Crown Point score. Some folks asking in our comments. Crown Point already won 35-0 earlier in this one for Valpo. They are up 28-21. Trying to give you those updates there as the scoreboard rolls along. Brought to you by Strachan Van Til. I frequently go to Strachan Van Til for my groceries, but I also... One of my favorite things to buy is the already pre-made lunches and dinners. They are a lifesaver on nights like this where you go straight from work to basketball practice and then right here to the Centier Bank studio. So when I go home tonight at whatever time that is, just pop one in the microwave and perfect.
Yep, eat some dinner. Nice and hot and ready for you.
There we go.
Little Caesar style.
Watching more finals roll in as well. And some people are like, wait a minute, it's only after 9 o'clock. How do we get finals already? But reason why is because a lot of these games got started early.
Yep.
Just because of the locations as we get further and further into the tournament. Some games, obviously, teams are going to have to travel a little bit more around the state, so games get started a little bit earlier, depending if you're in the Eastern time zone. Also, we had some blowouts. I know Justin has another highlight package here for us.
The Valpo touchdown that just
The Valpo touchdown that just happened to put them up 28-21. Berta again up the middle.
Staple of that offense right there.
It's crazy to think, like, it's a staple of the offense, yet still works, still manages to work. And that can be, that's said for any team. They have, we know Lowell is a ground and pound kind of team, and yet still one of the top teams in rushing yards and stuff like that.
It was one of the best things that I probably took from Coach Roy Richards from playing for him and coaching with him was just when you're good at something, just keep doing it and rep it and get better at it, and don't
find different ways
don't go away from it, right? Like, figure out a way. If you want to be a guy that runs power and counter, then run power and counter and do it well. If you want to run zone, that's fine. Whatever you do, just do it and do it well, because whatever the philosophy was, and that's something he always did a good job of kind of reminding us of, like, if we were preparing for Griffith and Russ Radke and the old wishbone, like, it didn't matter that that's what they ran. They were good at it, and they ran the same 3 plays, and you don't really recognize it till you're on the scout team doing it, or you're coaching the scout team doing it, and you're like, oh, they only have 3 plays. Well, they're really good at running those 3 plays, so you got to find a way to replicate that in practice to prepare your own team. And, when it comes to doing your own stuff, whatever it is, figure it out and do it well.
So Chesterton taking advantage of a penalty and going for the long ball.
It's picked.
Was that picked off? Yes, it was. That is a giant grab for the Valparaiso Vikings, as it's about 5:45 left to go in the fourth quarter.
I love when the ref's giving him emphatic change of possession.
Yes.
Yeah. Came running in. That was awesome.
I was just saying, like, we were in basketball practice today, we were doing some drills, and I kind of had to act like the official on inbounds and press breakers and stuff like that. And I kind of realized, it's kind of fun to do all these signals and stuff like that. I think maybe I'm going to find my next venture when I'm done with the coaching.
Basketball officiating's fun. Did a lot of that with the old Hessville youth hoops in my day and experience, which was really, really fun. And it's made me think about doing high school officiating. 2 of the guys that actually I did that with growing up officiate high school basketball, so they've told me for a few years to get my license and be their third so they can have an actual crew and do good games. But those were their words, not mine.
I actually think it would be beneficial just to brush up on all that and get all that experience, just calling a lot of games here for the Region Sports Network as I do. I think that helps the broadcast as well.
Yeah.
I think the best thing that has happened to me as a broadcaster is honestly becoming a coach.
Yeah.
It helps me see things that I never saw before and I wouldn't have seen before as just a casual fan who, comes out here and runs his mouth for a couple hours a night watching these guys play. Valpo getting a big break here and cutting through on the sideline. I know right after I started coaching, I got to work with the late, great Tom Branken on a broadcast, and we had some phenomenal conversations because when you know more of those ins and outs, and when they say skip pass, and you already know what they're talking about, and you can ask, skip pass here, and that kind of, and I'm using basketball jargon, but you can talk about football in that case too. You have really good conversations with your analyst, and then we can just provide so much more. Like, if you had gone on this, it just I see things now that I never would have seen before. So, coaching and I'm sure being an official would make it even better to bring to the table.
Yeah, I had a flag in the Valpo. Was that on the defense?
I believe it was that. Yeah, so they're moving it up. So they are inside the Chesterton 30 now. And that New Prairie game has taken another turn as New Prairie is up 35-17.
Hanover can't seem to find a way to get those guys off the field, unfortunately.
And it feels like just 2 minutes ago we mentioned that the Morton game was starting in the fourth quarter, and it's already 3:45 left to go in the fourth.
Yep,
so that one's going to be wrapping up here soon.
That clock's been running for a while. Maryville looking, what'd you say, 6th sectional championship in a row they're looking to get here?
Maryville, yep, I believe you are correct. Yep. They've won 5 in a row. They're going to improve to 10-1 on the year. So we're kind of going at the mercy of this Valpo game, which is going to take some time because as we get further and further down, we're going to have some timeouts called and some strategic maneuvering as a timeout called here for the Chesterton Trojans, but just trying to play that weight game a little bit. And
that can't be a timeout that they wanted to call either. That can't feel good to have to do if you're Coach Peterson.
We mentioned earlier, Jimmy, a big early thank you to all the veterans out there. Veterans Day on Monday. Hope they get all the free perks and everything that they so richly deserve. Can't thank them enough for all they've done for the country and the families of those veterans as well.
Yeah, take advantage of it. You've all earned it.
Yep, no question. As the finals keep rolling on here on the hometown scoreboard update, brought to you by Strachan Van Til. We'll talk about the regional matchups next week and give you all the final scores at the Region Football wrap-up show coming up after this. So we'll have the part 2 of the RSN zone that we're on right now. And then we'll break off for a different feed. Still waiting for Justin to put his box up on the score on the screen. Guessing he's not going to do it. I think there's comments in the stream. We want Justin, and Justin says you can't have it. We can get Zach Miller down here. Where's Zach? We can get Zach Miller on camera. I know he's upstairs,
hanging out upstairs. He did his time earlier in the
we kind of just redded us out a little bit. Now people know we have 2 floors.
Yeah.
Like, all right, we people that want to seek us out. All right, we're not looking for a one floor place. Or is it 3 floors? Throw them off. Yeah, throw them off the trail. I remember years ago we were here for a post game show and we were supposed to get pizza delivered, and the driver was like, "What's your guys' address?" And I'm like, to be honest with you, I don't even know the address of this place. I just know where we're at.
Yeah, can I send you my location?
And I'm like, I don't know how that works.
I get your number. I'll send you my location.
So our executive producer Chris Miras was on the air, and I'm like, "Hey, what's the address of this place?" He's like, "I'm not just shouting that over the air." Fair commercial, please. It's an undisclosed bunker location.
Mm-hmm. People lined up outside the doors if we say something bad about their team.
ready to break the doors down.
There's the Morton Maryville has gone final there.
55-14 the final. Maryville getting the win. So we have secured at least one Duneland team in the regional championship. We were guaranteed one already as Valparaiso and Chesterton playing, so we will have an all-Duneland regional championship game. Are we just waiting for...
Looks like Valpo was trying to draw Chesterton off sides, it looked like, on the 4th and 1.
So this is interesting. 4th down here. Are you going to think about going for the field goal? We see their kicker kind of warming up the leg. And that might be Wilcox.
It's not. I don't know if it's necessarily how much you trust your kicker in this situation as much as you trust your field goal team, right? Like, are you going to be able to get that thing blocked? If you can take care of it and protect it, and you feel confident in that, I think you kick it. If not, you go and you get that 1.5 yards and wrap this thing up.
Sorry, was that making the noise? Sorry, Justin. Making a lot of noise. I was just moving the mic. I got to stand. I've been sitting for this whole time.
Yeah, I took my little walk around break.
Yeah, I stayed. I should have done that. I stayed sitting for the whole time. So they are going to go for the field goal, it looks like.
Big time field goal here. Uh-oh.
Did it go wide?
It went right.
It did. It went wide to the right.
Oh,
yeah.
Man.
So that is an open door now for the Chesterton Trojans. You know, I mentioned, we talked about the 2-point conversions and if that would get you, field goal.
You're in that position now. If Chesterton goes down to score, you got to believe Chesterton is not playing for overtime if they go get this touchdown here.
We have the Valparaiso picking off Chesterton.
All right, we got a highlight here. This is the pickoff we mentioned earlier. Right there at the 30, around the 30-yard line. We mentioned Chesterton as a fun place to go watch a game. Valpo is also a lot of fun. You get the firework display before the game gets going. That gets the blood rushing a little bit. So you have one. So if you're Chesterton, you got one timeout. It's 3:34 left to go in the game, ish. We can't see the actual scoreboard there. We're going based on our score bug.
Yeah, a lot of time left from an offensive perspective. Like, you don't have to be necessarily in a hurry. But if you don't string together first downs here, you are in very hot water because you only got one timeout left. And with the clock working, Valpo could be a first down or two away from icing the game. And they're calling that a catch. Yeah. Valpo's not arguing too much. Is Hanover going to punch it in, or are they on defense? They're on defense, right? Yeah.
That's what it's looking like. That's one game, that still has not gone final tonight. Chesterton trying here. And gets wrapped up.
Big sack.
Tried to move and scramble, and then went right into the arms of a Valpo defender. So that's going to be a turnover on downs, wasn't it?
Was that first
or is that
down?
second down now?
I think they had to have something wrong on the scoreboard there. I thought that was first down, if not second down. It looks like that was first down.
Yep. So now they're showing 2nd and 16 on our graphic. Going to the near sideline, can't get it to go. So, looks like Julian Stokes on the defense.
Yep, really nice play.
So here all of a sudden, we're talking about Chesterton maybe coming down and getting, talking about the 2-point conversion, but they got to get down across the field first. So, we were getting a little ahead of ourselves here, and this is all of a sudden Valpo really locking it down on defense.
Yeah, Valpo's in a good position here to at least feel like you're going to have a good chance to win the ball game, but a couple plays left at least.
Looking to throw, stepping up, running. And going to be taken down. I don't know if that's even going to be any gain.
It's either 0 or 1. We'll see what they
can't see where the
put it
chains
as
are
on the board here, but
so we believe this is 4th down. So picked up 2 on the scramble. You're 4th and 14. And just more movement by New Prairie as well over in that one, sectional 17. Sectional 10 at Valpo. Probably the last efforts here for Chesterton. They got to get this first down. If they don't, it's going to be really hard to get past. Looking to go downfield. They've got a man, and it's going to be incomplete.
Really smart play there by, was that Stokes, number 1 you said?
Yep.
Really nice job just not batting it down and making sure it goes to the ground to break that up. Valpo
You don't want it to tip off hands and into the end zone?
Yeah. Very, very Bears style. I don't think Valpo will need a first down to wrap it up with 1 timeout left in 1:45. That was a benefit of coaching with Rick Good when I was at Lake Central, was his ability to understand how the clock works, and he's a math guy also, so he always knew and was able to tell me, hey, you can take a knee, hey, you need to get a first down. Valpo going to come out. Looks like they're going to battle for the first down. There won't be much time left if they don't get it, but definitely something that they're going to have to do here.
Berta looking to run up the middle.
About 5 or 6.
Okay, I'm going to start a little debate here. I realize that you are up and in the driver's seat here. Do you go for the end zone?
As far as, I mean,
just because sportsmanship.
As long as you're running the ball, yes.
Okay.
Because I don't think you want to do anything, especially in a big time.
Like you don't want to just take
this.
A knee here.
Yeah, like you got to make sure the clock time stuff is working right, and it looks like they're going to be able to. I'm trying to math it out, but I can't see the play clock to really know. But I don't think they have to run another play after this one. He's going to score it anyways. There you go.
They're going to
put him at the 1 angle.
They're going to put him at the 1 with a flag on the play. And you've got Chesterton players holding certain people, their teammates back. And the only reason I wanted to ask just for conversation's sake is just because some people would say like, oh, you didn't need to do that, you already had it, like you didn't need to score, like run it. People say running up the score, but I don't feel like in that particular case that's a moment where you're running up the score. You're just solidifying that you are going to definitely get the victory. I think it's a fair thing to do.
Yeah. And Coach Marshall's a class act, and he's showing it right here. They just ran it down to the 1 on that last play, and now they're going to go ahead and take it down to they're on the 1 yard line now, and they're going to just take a knee and take their sectional championship victory because Chesterton won't be able to stop them enough times. So.
Yeah, now I can see. Okay, don't get the score. Now I can see it. Before that, you kind of.
It wasn't like get the first down and like kneel. You know what I mean? If I was Berta there, I'm trying to run that into the end zone as well.
And obviously, if you leave time on the clock, you leave time on the clock.
Yeah. Tough one for the Chesterton Trojans. They battled their butts off and just unfortunately weren't able to pull it off.
Just another chapter to this rivalry between Valpo and Chesterton. But it is going to be, there's technically still a little bit of time, but they're starting to line up at midfield. Valparaiso going to win their 7th straight sectional title and improve to 8-3 on the year. A 28-21 win over their rivals, the Chesterton Trojans. And the Trojans, for another season, are left without a sectional championship in program history. So we know that Valparaiso will now take on Maryville, and my guess would be because Valpo is home this week and Maryville was on the road, I believe Maryville will host the regional championship. Does that sound right to you?
I believe so. That does sound correct. Valpo was just at home too, right? Yeah, Valpo's playing at home. Maryville's on the road. I think regardless of where they are in their bracket, they're going to be
okay.
It should be.
Yeah, it's not like the NCAA tournament where whoever's the higher seed or whatever like that.
I know they do something with the sectional numbers. I know you guys said so. With the way they normally do it, if Crown Point is going to be home because they're sectional 1. So they'd be the lower number sectional, then it'd be the higher number sectional host. If there was like a tiebreaker for the regional, it should be. I'd have to look into it, but I would imagine because they were on Maryville's on the road, they were home. I think Maryville should be the home team.
Okay.
But if it goes by like total number of away, it's
right.
weird. Honestly, it's the toughest part of following the IHSA's all-in format is just who's the host team and who's not.
Well, I'm going to take a shot in the dark and say sometimes the IHSAA just guesses on it too and just says, this one. They get to host this week. Now they have a formula. They've got it all figured out. They know what they're doing.
Hanover's still trying to crawl back into it here.
Yeah, less than 3 minutes to go, and it's going to be a pass incomplete. Yeah, I was talking with Doug about this last week, and I feel like I don't think about, the seniors that are ending their careers at this time of the year, just because we're still in this, we're still like technically like the beginning of a school year. I always think about it more with baseball season, just because and I feel like I always mention that more, just because we're at the end of the school year, so therefore it feels more like this is the end. But yeah, there's a lot of seniors that have been playing their last football games of their lives these last few weeks, and that's one of the toughest things. Obviously we're excited for the juniors to come up and be seniors and stuff like that, but a lot of times, you get 1 year to watching a player just because they've been on freshman or JV for a couple of years. It's not as much that you got to watch a freshman go all the way through, like a Noah Ehrlich for Crown Point or anything like that. But yeah, for some seniors, this is the last game. They may not be going on to the college level to play. So these are always tough moments. I remember walking down after some games at the end of a year, and you watch some of the players, and you watch them sitting on the bench just looking out at their field, as they're taking it all in, that this was it.
It's a moment that not a lot of people will ever forget when you experience it. It's a tough feeling to deal with, because football, the unique thing about it that's different than so many others is, like, you don't have to ever stop playing baseball, right? Like, we can go play old man baseball at, any random park, or 30 and over baseball somewhere, in leagues all around here. Football, when it ends, it ends. And that's kind of the speech we always like to give as coaches to kids is, when it's over, it's over. And, it's an unfortunate thing, but, it's a fun game, and, you got to enjoy the time playing and make the most of every rep, as Hanover gets a touchdown here late.
And I believe that is the last final. I did not get a final for Taylor and Pioneer, and that one should be finished, but I will keep watching our Strack and Van Til hometown scoreboard update, because I'm sure it's popping up on there. But otherwise, I believe the Hanover New Prairie game is going to be the last final of the evening. So I'm going to ask Justin Cole, since we are at the end of the Valpo game, are we wrapping up the RSN zone and then coming back with the region football wrap-up show here now? Or do you want to wait until Hanover goes final?
We're going to wait till Hanover goes final, and then
okay.
Take a brief break.
Okay. You're the boss down here. You're the producer down here. We follow your schedule. Just under 2 minutes left to play of that New Prairie game, as we are back up on your screens. Hi, how's it going? We've been here. You just haven't seen us. You've been seeing that box. Nope, that way. And then just to the right, on the other side of you. Yeah. You thought it was a wall over there. Oh, there's another box that has all those scores. I love that you keep looking over in that direction.
I know. Keep getting me.
It's a ghost. So you see the finals rolling in there to our right, or to our left. I should say, well, it's my left, your, I don't know, whatever direction it is. This is why I can't get anywhere. So the finals rolling in here on the hometown score. See, you just took me off. That's perfect, Justin. You know I don't want to be on. I'm trying to find those finals. Have you seen the Taylor Pioneer game come across? I haven't even seen it come across. Justin's on it. So 35-23, New Prairie ahead. New Prairie, obviously, back to baseball season. Got the state championship in baseball. Congratulations, Coach Schellinger and the team. I was glad I got to go down there and watch that because Coach Schellinger was my cooperating teacher when I started student teaching, so I got to work with him. So I was glad to go down there and support him and the boys. Great guy, great family. New Prairie with the ball, a lot of room to run as they find every opening imaginable to be able to get that running lane going.
It's kind of been the story that's gotten this Hanover New Prairie game to that point, is New Prairie's been able to run the ball essentially at will at times, and this was another example of that.
28-6, Taylor.
Thank you. So for Taylor, that'll be their first sectional title in program history. History has been made, Jimmy.
Yes, way to go, Taylor. What's that mascot over at Taylor?
The Titans?
Taylor Titans.
So the Titans take down the Panthers. I am going to double check just to make sure I am accurate on that, because more than likely I probably messed it up. It's actually their 56th in program history. I just can't read. And I'm going to double check here. The fun thing is for Rob Patchett in his first season at Taylor. Yep, nope. First sectional championship in program history.
Pioneer Panthers and the Taylor Titans.
I believe Taylor High School is just outside of Kokomo. Does that sound right to you, Justin?
I believe
So how about that? We talked about this season. You know, a lot of coaches in their first season with a program.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard. I mean, you've seen it. It's hard in your first year of the program to get a winning record, let alone bring your team to the first sectional title in program history.
Yeah, no, very, very difficult task to make happen. Being with Coach Gefford at Highland this year and in his first year and my first year there, it's not an easy task to get the things where you want them right away, and it can become a bit challenging to try to obtain the goals that you'd like to achieve at some point. But it seems that they found a way to make that happen over at Taylor.
And we do have a final at New Prairie. They do get the win at 35-23.
Taylor is located in Center, Indiana, located southeast of Kokomo.
So Center, Indiana, southeast of Kokomo. Thank you, Justin. You're the man. We'll bring that in the Region Football Wrap-Up Show for you. All right, that will wrap up RSN Zone for the second half. He's Jimmy McCormick. I'm Michael. I didn't have to point that way. He is this way. I know that. I can tell he is that way. He is really right next to me, not a separate box or anything like that. So we will have all the final scores for you, and we'll start previewing some of the regional matchups as well. Justin Cole, by the way, right over there. And then you watching are right there, literally right there. And I'm here. So we're going to take a quick timeout, and we'll come back with a different stream, and we will watch. We'll get ready for the Region Football Wrap-Up Show, so finals, and then looking at the regional matchups. And I believe we're going to have another box with our Sports Director Mike DeWan. I believe he's going to come back and join us. We're going to let him back into the studio because he's been behaving out there, so we're going to let him back in. All right? So we'll be back in just a little bit. You've been watching from the Centier Bank studio, the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
If you work with industrial, pneumatics, or hydraulics, and you're in need of maintenance or repair, you need the right connection. For over 20 years, Hose Connections in Hammond has been the premier leader in the hydraulics industry. Hose Connections is a one-stop shop for sales and service of pneumatics and hydraulics. Hose Connections continues to grow their network of industry contacts, which allows them to meet even your toughest expectations. To learn more, visit HoseConnectionsInc.com. Hose Connections in Hammond. Proven under pressure.
Bring the whole family together for a warm, delicious meal this holiday season. Strachan Van Til has everything you'll need to satisfy their cravings. Just in time for Thanksgiving, we are carrying an incredible variety of fresh, frozen, organic, and even locally farmed whole turkeys that will truly make your mouth water. With meat so tender and juicy, this will be a meal they won't forget. Life made simple, meals made easy. It's a Strachan Van Til thing.
Have you checked out Centier Bank's student checking account? This no-fee checking account is perfect for students and teens ages 14 to 24 and comes with all the features you need to succeed, such as a debit card, digital banking, and automatic deposit. Centier Bank can help you start establishing good spending habits today for your better tomorrow. For more information, visit Centier.com/student-checking or visit your local branch. If you are under the age of 18, your parent or guardian must also sign on the Centier student checking account. At the age of 25, your account will automatically convert to the Centier checking account. You must deposit $25 to open this account. This account is not eligible for overdraft advantage. Member FDIC.
Four Seasons Mechanical proudly serves Northwest Indiana, providing quality, reasonably priced, reliable service. With a quality and comfort guarantee, the professionals at Four Seasons Mechanical offer a wide range of services in heating, ventilation, and air conditioning. Whether it's residential or commercial, Four Seasons Mechanical is there 24/7. To find out more, the website is fourseasonsmechanical.com or give them a call at 219-756-7020. Four Seasons Mechanical, your indoor air quality specialist.
Earn while you learn from the best hands in the business. The Bricklayers Allied Craft Workers for Indiana, Kentucky Apprenticeship. That's right, this is a paid apprenticeship.
I'm getting an education while learning a trade and getting paid for it.
The thing that surprised me the most about this apprenticeship program is the respect I have received after the proper time and training.
Classes start soon, so apply now. There are training centers throughout Indiana and Kentucky. We are the Bricklayers and Allied Craft Workers for Indiana, Kentucky Apprenticeship. The best hands in the business.
Flip the switch, a light turns on. Press the button, machines and instruments come to life. Touch the screen, communicate with the world. Simple tasks, guaranteed results, every second of every day. That's the power of power. And that's the power brought to you by the NECA contractors and electrical workers of Local 531.
We love home internet from T-Mobile. Oh, now Mesh boosts Wi-Fi all over your home. Take a class in your attic, that dead spot is gone. Stream ballet in your man cave, learn to paint on your lawn.
It's glorious.
And now on the road you can take T-Mobile Wi-Fi with you. Hey, stay connected and watch what you'll do.
Better Beef of Indiana. Hormone-free, locally raised, and locally processed beef. Better Beef of Indiana is located in Valpo at 2600 Beach Street, where you could buy individual cuts of beef completely raised in Hebron. From single pounds of ground beef to filet mignon, Better Beef of Indiana has it all. Visit their website at betterbeefindiana.com. Follow them on Facebook or call the owner, Kevin, directly at 219-508-5797. Better Beef of Indiana, where quality meets value.
Blythe's Team Sports in Valparaiso is a leader in athletics apparel and equipment sales. With in-house production including screen printing, trophies, embroidery, and more, Blythe's can help you to create the perfect look. For more information, visit them online at teamblythes.com. Blythe's Team Sports in Valparaiso, where the athletes shop.
Some see a student athlete working hard in the weight room. We see a future leader learning there are no shortcuts to success. Some see a start to a swim meet. We see the starting blocks for life. Proud to keep education in front of athletics since 1903.